Welcome to GFG and Outdoors. So this is my first video, and it's going to be episode 1 of the kind of a budget AR-15. And today I've got with me my AR-15 chambered in 5.56 by Radical Arms. So this gun cost me a whopping $385. It did not come with the site, and the shop I bought it from did throw in a pair of these iron sights. They're not that great. Again, they threw them in. This gun comes with nothing. It's just the gun, and I've got a few rounds through it. And so far, I think for $385, it shoots pretty darn nice, if I do say so myself. It does have a 16-inch barrel. It does come with, has a muzzle on the end. And like I said, this thing is chambered in 5.56. I was a little hesitant of $385 AR-15 at first. But then I was looking at an Anderson as well, and it was about $500 to $600, and that thing was janky. I mean, bad janky. This one here comes with B5 systems furniture for the pistol grip and for the stock. I'm probably not going to mess with these for quite a while just because they feel really nice and actually are really good quality. So this gun, like I said, does shoot 5.56, which means it can shoot .223. Now, not .223 wild, just standard .223. So this is a this is Fort Scott 5.56 NATO TUI. It is a tumble upon impact. It's for hunting. They do claim it to be used for self-defense. So here is the 5.56 hunting round, if you will. It is shaved at the very tip of it. Very, very sharp round, meant to kind of tumble through what you're shooting, whether it be coyotes, whether you're going to go out and shoot some hogs, you're going deer hunting. That's really what this is marketed towards, is deer hunting. I've not tried it. I do plan on taking this round out and giving it a shot on deer, and I know what a lot of people are going to say. You're using 5.56 for hunting deer? Yeah. So it can be done. It's been known to be done time and time again. Yes, it is a .22 caliber, but it depends on how you shoot them. If you're into mounting deer, a 5.56 probably is not going to be for you, just because most of your shots are going to be taken by headshots. But let's face it, that's the most humane. All right. You're getting a deer down as fast as possible. There's no pain. They just hit the ground with the headshot. If you can hit them in the heart just perfect, this will take them out just like a .450 Bushmaster. A heart shot's a heart shot, right? I think we can all agree. It's going to be harder to get that 5.56, that .22 caliber bullet through that shoulder, depending on the angle, through the rib cage, get to that heart and puncture it. It's gonna be more difficult with that 5.56, but it can be done. It's been known to be done. A lot of people hunt using 5.56. So this will be my first time out hunting with 5.56. Figured give it a shot. This is legal in my area to use 5.56. Check in your areas. If you're in like Ohio, Kentucky area, you're not allowed to use 5.56, but just check and see what you can use. The gun does come with these metal steel magazines. They're awful. they cycle, they do what they claim they're gonna do, but they just feel awful. And then charging, and then reloading it. It's 50-50 shot. Actually, that went in really nice. 50-50 shot whether it's gonna go in nice or not. These are 30-round magazines, but when you're at the gun store, I guarantee you everybody's got them. They carry them. Pick you up a couple of these P-Mags, 30-round magazines. They're plastic. I know, real plastic can't be as good as metal. These are a lot better. This one upgrade, all right, this one thing from this to this made the Radical AR-15 fire so much smoother. I actually picked up 2 magazines just to give them a shot, because this one here on both sides you can actually see your rounds. This one you cannot. Really, when you're shooting, it's nice to be able to look and see what you got, but if you're at the range, you probably don't care. You're just gonna go until it's empty, drop the mag, put another one in, and keep rolling. So we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna break down this this Radical AR-15. Like I said, it's chambered in 5.56. It's super easy to do. Gonna do it right here on my lap. So let's go ahead and break this sucker down. So when you're looking at your AR-15, and like I said, this is an AR-15 platform. Your AR-15 is gonna be the same. It might look a little bit different, but the concept's gonna be the same. You have a lower, you have an upper. They break down very, very similar. So let's go ahead, let's reach over. If you have a tool to do it, awesome. I don't have a tool on me for it, so you can use just a round, 5.56 round, 223, whatever you got. There's 2 clips. There's one right here. There's one right there. We're just gonna push those out. Here, let me show you. See there? And then there's another one right there. Look on the back side. You'll see the pin there. You'll see the pin there. Just pull both those out. Pops right apart. Super duper easy. We're gonna set the lower to the side for now. We'll come back to that in a little bit. I didn't point this out before, but I'm gonna go ahead and point this out. This is actually a pretty decent dust cover for your upper. For 385 bucks, you're really getting a bargain. We're really gonna test this thing out, and we're gonna put some heat through this gun, and we'll see how it holds up. We got a few upgrades that we're gonna do, not today, but in a future video. So like, subscribe, and stay tuned for that. If you're buying your first AR-15, you can go Radical, you can go Anderson, you can go PSA. I do not recommend going with anything like a Daniel Defense. They're super expensive. Get you something cheap. Enjoy it while it's cheap. And as you want to change little things out, like charging handles, like 70 bucks. I mean, go buy that on one check maybe. Go buy a $70 charging handle. Maybe the following week you want to upgrade to a bolt. Bolts can be anywhere between 60 bucks. I've seen them as low as 40 when they're on sale. You can go as high as like $300 or $400. It just depends on what you're going to be doing with it. If you're just building something for a weekend range, you really don't need to go spend $300, $400, even $200 on a bolt. All right. Really, what you're spending that money on is to make sure that it can handle the heat, and that it's going to keep its form, and it's not going to warp when it has all that heat going through it. But so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna see that charging handle. Just pull that. The bolt comes with it. Go ahead and you can slide the bolt out, and then the charging handle pops up and comes out with it. we'll set the lower, or the upper to the side for just a moment. So this is bare bones charging handle. I mean, it is thin aluminum. I mean, I've had maybe 2 magazines through this gun so far, just kind of shooting it and experimenting with it. It's not smooth. All right, that's a kicker for $385. You're getting a kind of a cheap charging handle. So let's put that to the side. This bolt, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It does everything that they claim it will do. It will shoot. The bolt carrier will cycle rounds. It does literally everything that they claim that it will do. So you really can't complain. Will it hold up to a ton of rounds? We'll have to wait and see. But it goes in one way. Little star right there, little gear star. That goes in first. This will actually butt up to your buffer tube inside your stock. That's that little fella right there. That thing is loud. A lot when you're shooting this, and you really don't realize it at first when you're just shooting this rifle, that you are getting a lot of noise from that buffer tube in there. So we're gonna experiment a little bit. I'm gonna buy a nice one. Probably gonna spend about $80 on it. You can, like I said, you can make this thing as expensive as you want or as cheap as you want. It doesn't have to be that though. Like this can be really nice. You can get this gun and fully build it really nice for $1,500. And to get a gun and build it to your liking, that's pretty darn good. All right. You got AR-15s you buy straight from the manufacturer for $3,000, $4,000, $7,000 even. That's why I say stay away from Daniel Defense if it's your first. Especially if it's your first gun, stay away from Daniel Defense. You're just gonna spend so much money when you need to learn the fundamentals of the AR platform first. Does have a decent safety trigger. Right there is safe. Right there is fire. We're gonna probably change that out eventually. It's not that big of a deal to me. It's your safety is your it's not that important to me to change that little lever out. So let's talk about this upper. Like I said, 16-inch barrel. Right in there you'll see your gas tube. That gas tube, when you put it back together, meets up right there. Your gas tube can be seen. See, you get that on camera. It's in there. Yeah, right there. Gas tube goes all the way up. You have a gas block right there. Muzzle. This can be unthreaded. You can put a suppressor on there. You can put a muzzle brake on there. So I plan on going with a muzzle brake because it'd be more comfortable to me, and everybody around me will kind of hate it. But you know what? I'm not really into a suppressor right now. Then I went ahead and bought this sight. So this sight cost me $50. And I know what you're saying. $50, it can't be worth anything. So it is a Crimson Trace. They're known to be cheap. They're known to actually work. This is a 4.0 MOA. It is 7 levels of brightness, and it's a red dot. It's no green. It's not fiber optics. It is electronic, battery powered, but super easy to get out on the range. No magnifier, so I wouldn't try and shoot any more than 50 yards with this accurately. But it does pretty good. It's a pretty pretty nice little sight for 50 bucks, and it'll get you out on the range to where you can start upgrading other things on the gun, get the gun running smoothly. And you're probably gonna buy a couple sights. You're gonna probably buy one for the range, a little red dot that you can go out and hit your marks at the 25, 50 yard mark. And you might want to go out and shoot that 300 yard, 100 yard, 200 yard range. And you're gonna need a different sight for that. So I would pick one of these up when you buy the gun, something like it anyways, just so you can go play with the gun. You don't want to be out there shooting with nothing. It's just not safe, and you really need to know where your rounds are going. So let's go ahead and let's put this thing back together. So it is really easy to take apart. It's really easy to put back together. Rotate up. Make sure you rotate it into the up position. Okay. In other words, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna fight it. Once it is in the up position, it all goes back together. Super simple, super easy. Then, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put your upper back on. Just push that pin in, push the pin in on the bottom, and you're back together. Just cycle it a couple times. Make sure you're every single video on this channel. This is Psalms 119 verse 72. I always love this verse, and I think it's really powerful. This is people talking to God. That's what Psalms is. The law of your mouth is better to me than thousands of gold and silver pieces. It's pretty powerful. Putting what God says above thousands of gold and silver pieces. We get pretty attached to these earthly things. Sometimes we forget who made it all possible. So we're gonna go shoot a little bit. So like, subscribe, and send recommendations that you'd like to see done to this Radical Arms AR15. It'll be getting built right here on GFG and Outdoors. See you next time.